Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consulting Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community, the High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, then definitely come join us. We'd definitely love to have you. That community was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and 7 figure level. So if that's you, definitely come check us out. So today, I want to introduce you to one of the members of our community, Meredith. Welcome, Meredith.
Hi, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So, and one of the things I try to do for the viewers as well too is just to find individuals who have built businesses, whether it's through coaching, consulting, and just ask them questions about what they do, how they get started, and just sharing some insights because I know a lot of the members in the community they're either just at the point where they might be launching their businesses or they're already got started, they're getting a few paying clients and they want to take it to the next level. So, with that being said, Meredith, tell us what is it that you do?
Yes. I specifically support female entrepreneurs who are wanting to gain more clients online. So either they're in the launching and building process of their business, or they're ready to scale their business online and attract high ticket clients as well.
Awesome. So, what got you into doing this type of work?
Well, as I mentioned previously in our little brief chat before we started recording,
Whoa,
is
whoa, whoa,
I,
whoa. You mean we were talking before this interview?
those tidbits we're not allowed to record.
Yeah.
So I produce a festival. For the past 7 years, I've been producing a Universal Healing Arts Festival that actually started in my backyard, which at the time was a 16-acre farm and in Virginia. And from that festival, uh, which actually started as a fundraiser for a school in Africa, and now grew into a business and a community, service. I learned, just watching all of these entrepreneurs that I hired, creative entrepreneurs such as musicians, healers, like yogis, chefs, massage therapists, all these people, whether they were actively pursuing their passion as a job, like as a I don't want to say job, as a way of earning income full time or not, I noticed that there was a lot of self doubt and self criticism about making money in their fields and about being able to do it as a full time thing. So I really got inspired from producing that festival and watching people come and feel really inspired there and look up to me as this leader who put on this festival and has evolved it over time to from a one-day fundraiser to be a 4-day Universal Healing Arts Festival that is expanding like across the East Coast. And so I started Mind Your Intuition coaching with the ideal client in mind being creative entrepreneurs. And I mean, I've evolved myself over the past 2 years to really hone in even more on my ideal client. But it really came from that and really wanting to help people actualize their passions and visions and actually make a living out of it, and knock out the belief system that like artists have to be starving, and actually showing people what it's like to be able to earn an income online and how to do that and how to stop trading your time for money and how to provide a service that actually will sell and people want. So yeah, that's where it
Mhm.
started.
Yeah, awesome. So, with the festival, you said you started as a fundraiser.
hmm
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 How
So
many there? What did you? Was it just a few people? How many? The first one you had, how
The
many
first one
people
was
was
actually
there?
pretty big. It was over 100 people. I hired like 10 or so bands. I had 4 yoga teachers. So we had, we built a stage. We had bands go throughout the night, and one in my barn. And yeah, the community just really showed up. And after that, like that was in October. And after that, I did it another time in June as a basically market research and as an experiment. Are people going to show up? Do people really want this? And is this something I can actually earn from, instead of just, having it as a fundraiser and um, promoting ticket sales to go towards the school. And, people kept showing up, and and not only people kept showing up as attendees, but people kept showing up who wanted to uh, help build it. So it really grew organically from the ground up. I never spent really that much on advertising. It was all word of mouth, and really now it's definitely a leading festival outside of Washington, D.C., that attracts people from all over the country, which
Hmm.
is cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you said, and that was in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Awesome. So do you still live in Virginia? Did you move, or are you still?
Yeah, so now I'm in North Carolina, Asheville,
Mhm.
North Carolina, and this is one of the places that I would like to expand the festival. I
Mhm.
have a lot of artists who live here, musicians and healer people that I hire. So the opportunity is really ripe, and especially now with everything that's going on in the world. Yes, it has definitely affected my business and my ability to host it on the date that I wanted due to COVID, um, but the healing, it's all about holistic healing. And I also define myself as a holistic business coach. So I have an all-encompassing approach to building a business. So building it without the stress and without the overwhelm, and, making money online and having it not be as hard as people, as it can be, without a guide helping you along the way. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is where I plan to expand it.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you do anything online with it, or is it mostly just offline?
So, I mean, well, every day leading up to the festival is online, basically, because that's where all the marketing is. And we have a huge following, as in, numbers wise, our social media doesn't look like we're, bringing in so many people, but I also teach my clients numbers don't really equate to clients. But anyways, a lot of people find us through social media, through organic reach. But yeah, so it's all online except for, those 3 days or 4 days that we're in, an event.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it definitely, is affected by COVID, which is why I always recommend my clients having multiple streams of revenue, and why I have an online business that's specifically online, where I work with clients one-to-one and in group coaching online.
Hmm. Okay. So, and your philosophy with your helping your clients is helping them build, you said, online businesses, get to that point in what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. So, just for an example, a couple of my clients that just finished our one-on-one container, they started with me, and they were working in doing in-house events. And so during COVID, especially, uh, it was really good to bring the element of doing these things online and learning how to make money online and to package it in a way that's sustainable versus, just selling ad hoc um, programs or workshops, but really designing something that's actually going to be transformational to your ideal client.
Hmm. Awesome. And with the clients, what type of individuals did you say you work with?
So with my coaching business, I work with powerhouse female entrepreneurs who are ready to either launch, like build their business. I help people build their business from scratch, from an idea. A past client just had 3 ideas, and we narrowed it down to one, which would be her most income generating service. And then I work with people who are, already making money in their business, but are ready to scale and systemize and outsource. So I help people along that process.
Hmm. And what would you say is your big idea as far as the core of what you teach, your method, how it works?
The core idea, well, it's really building that healthy foundation, that healthy structure. Just like building a house, you want to make sure that the foundation is solid and that you can build on top of it without it crumbling down. So I see a lot of entrepreneurs start out the gate working really fast and furious to build their business, and in the end, their health takes a toll, and essentially their business, comes to a grinding halt or crumbles down because they didn't take the time to actually build a business that aligns with their values and aligns with the lifestyle that they want to live. So I help people really figure out their lifestyle that they want to live, or whatever is causing them angst and stress in their life, and to cut that out and add more things that bring them joy, and then creating those things into income generating activities. So working in your zone of genius, so you can have energy to do the things you need to do in your business, without, always constantly trading your time, and without, all the stress and the overwhelm of what it takes to build a business, decision overload. A lot of people get stuck in decisions. And so, yeah, I help them essentially tap into their intuition, their inner knowing of what they want. My business is called Mind Your Intuition. And then we go from there to build out that ideal business for them, so that they are living the lifestyle that they want to live.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So then you said Mind Your Intuition. How did you come up with that name?
So my background is, like I said, I started with this festival, but my background is both in, health, and also I have a master's in world politics, international communications, and I also, on the other side, have like 500 hours of yoga certifications, and I'm a raw food certified chef. And so I've got like this business, holistic balance. And what I've found from working in, along those two fields, is that there's like one thing in common, which is, really tapping into your intuition, to understand your next steps and your next moves. A lot of people are very logical, especially business people are very logical, and they're very in their heads about things. And so, which can be good for business, because we're thinking numbers and strategy and all these things. But when we think too much about the money and the business, and we forget to align ourselves and like our intuition with that, it becomes a lot harder, and I see people struggle. There are entrepreneurs that are struggling, and then there are entrepreneurs that are thriving, and it feels like almost it's like easy for them to attract these ideal clients and have these opportunities, whereas like some others it's a struggle. And I really find that the difference is like the ability to gain clarity in your mind, and to tap into your intuition, and to really like structure your belief system around what you want to be building for yourself.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah.
make sense?
It makes sense. It is so powerful as well too, because the whole thing is values is just one of those places where I like to consider like the invisible force, right? So if you have a certain set of values, but you go to trying to build a business and they don't align, that's one of the biggest sources of stress, frustration, and places where you just like, why are you even doing it in the first place, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I've been talking to a lot of potential clients, and just for example, the past two I talked to, which was today, before this call, I was on the phone with potential clients, and their biggest frustration right now with those two people was that they were, that they started a business maybe 6 months ago, and they're realizing that it's not sustainable because they are like literally trading all of their time, and they haven't created enough passive passive income, basically, to allow them to like gain this money without constantly doing.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
important for sure.
Okay. So do you help them create, you said passive programs as well too?
Yes. So anything from, a lot of people are looking to create, like I said, either they're starting their business, they've just launched it, or they're scaling it. And so I help them figure out how to create even more streams of revenue, but also focus on the ones that are going to build the foundation of their business. So they're higher ticket offers. And if they don't have a higher ticket offer, I help them create one and get really, it's a lot of the mindset too, is like the belief behind receiving that income and that you're worthy of that income. And so it's both strategy and mindset. So yeah, I help them figure out the different areas of revenue streams that are going to build a sustainable business without killing themselves in the process and without them having to work, like 40 plus hours a week.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So what's one skill you'd say you've kind of really honed in on that's really helped you create your level of success today?
Can you guess? My intuition. No. So I'm really, my my journey is interesting because I decided when I was really young that I didn't want to have this typical 9 to 5. My dad was a government worker. He worked for the FDIC, and my mom was a teacher. And it just seemed like that they were working their lives away. And I really didn't want that life. And so even from a young age, like I had was diagnosed with anxiety disorder when I was like 8. And I struggled a lot with just like what society tells you need to be doing in order to be successful. And like I went the route of, having like education and doing a master's degree. And I've worked as a consultant for, the largest corporations in the world, both in Washington, D.C. and Australia. And I just, from that, even just being a child, realizing like I'm learning from all of these experiences, but I don't see myself as this person working in a 9 to 5 or, doing all these things. So, because I wanted to do it all. I wanted to do everything. And when you're in your own business, you get to do everything, whether you want to or not, until you're ready to figure out how to outsource things and grow and scale your business. But I would say that taking from the experiences that I've had throughout my life, both personally and in work and business, is that I really know how to follow my happy and to be really in tune with what makes me happy and how I can turn that into a thriving business, where it feels like how I work now. It feels like every day is really a joy. I get to talk with so many really cool people that are in really different businesses, and it's, sometimes I'm working with clients and they feel like friends, and especially with my festival, I built it with my friends and with people that feel like family. So I would say it's really just like honing in on exactly the lifestyle that I wanted to live and then building my business around that versus, a lot of people are like, oh, what's going to make me the most money and what's the most popular type of business and what's going to like really grow and expand, and they're thinking about typical businesses or maybe brick and mortar. Maybe not so much anymore because of COVID. More people have figured out, or at least are attempting to make money online. But yeah, just and that ability and that my like sense of knowing that is I'm able to then transfer that to my clients so that from the get-go they're starting businesses that are aligning with their lifestyle. And so that really does mean you're going to have a successful, sustainable business that's for the long run instead of just like sprinting out, out the gate, which usually doesn't produce sustainable businesses.
Yeah, makes total sense as well. So, and I love what you said about building a business where it's like the people you work with, the people you connect with, they feel like family and friends. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely believe that that's one of the most important things anyone can do when it comes to building a business. I mean that at the end of the day, really, when you really think, when it all gets boiled down to the core, you realize it's all just relationships. That's really what it is, and being able to surround yourself with people who kind of inspire you, but at the same time you get to collaborate with and do some pretty cool stuff. So there's some powerful stuff there.
Right.
Love it. Awesome. So what about habits, right? What's one habit you say you practice that you believe has been responsible for your success?
Well, two things is reconnecting with nature, making sure that I make time to get outside.
Hmm.
I actually do a lot of earthing. So I take my shoes off and plant my feet into the ground. That helps like create clarity and calm, and just, you're really connecting to the power of the earth, which is obviously so powerful. And also making sure that I'm taking care of what I'm putting into my body, so I have clarity and I have the confidence. Because I also believe that having a successful business is really like, are you confident in yourself? And have you done the inside work that's going to allow your business to grow? Because as you grow, you're going to grow as a business owner, your business is going to grow. And entrepreneurship is a constant like self-development process. So I would say that those two things of like making sure I'm connecting to earth, and getting that strength from earth, that really allows me to have so much energy. A lot of people tell me or ask me how much, it seems like you're working all the time. It seems that you and you're doing it easily. Like, how can you produce this festival and do this? And it's like, when you're working in your zone of genius, when you're only working on things that really bring you joy and light you up and you love to do, and you're also taking care of yourself in the process by connecting with nature, and also, like I said, putting good things into your body like superfoods and whole foods instead of crappy foods, there's like unlimited energy and potential for you to grow your business and for it to be fun in the process. So I would say those two habits have really helped me stay grounded and connect me again back to my intuition and what I'm doing. My why. Your why is super important
Hmm.
for you, because as things get hard, not to say that all of it's easy, because of course, it's not, especially with COVID and having to pivot. If you did have a brick and mortar, if you were like me, had an events-based business, um, things can be thrown off. So it's really important to have that solid foundation that you built that you can go back to and understand your why and who you're serving. So yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Perfect. Well, we're getting short on time, but if someone wanted to reach out, what's the best way for them to connect?
Yes. So you can connect with me at Mind Your Intuition. Sorry, that's my email going off. MindYourIntuition.com. And then if you want to get on a call with me, if you think that you're ready to either launch or scale a business online, it's just MindYourIntuition.com/apply. And as well, I have free resources at mindyourintuition.com/free money. So it's all my resources that I've used to really build a business attracting high ticket clients.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. And guys, all the links Meredith just shared with us here today, they will be either above or below this video. So you can click right through and get connected right to her. Well, hey, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Really appreciate it. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
I know I'm just really appreciative of the time and the opportunity to get to share this with your audience. And also just, a note for people who are in the process of building their business, just keep going and get help when you need it.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well, hey, thanks again, and we'll talk soon.